channel. This video is pretty ironic considering the fact that I am actually shooting this right after my birthday, where I just turned 29. So I'm actually going to be showing some hacks that are going to be pretty helpful if you are closer to your 30s, or if you're in your mid 30s or whatever, or just generally also, like, you know, even if you're a teenager and if you want to look like a little extra grown up, because that's the vibe, right? Like these days teenagers don't really look like teenagers anymore. I mean, let's not get into the whole like hamare zamane ke teenagers, but yeah, you get the drift, right? So I'm gonna be sharing a few makeup hacks. Also, I'm not gonna go through the entire makeup routine where I don't really have hacks to share with you all. I'm just gonna basically skip to the parts where I do have hacks. It's not gonna be like really lengthy and I still have your attention. So I guess, yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. Today I'm gonna stick to a more mattifying sort of a makeup look rather than like, you know, adding more dew and like making it more luminous, because I have a lot of acne issues on my skin right now and I do not wish for all of that to be highlighted. When you want to do a facelift, you want things to be as blurry as possible. Okay, I'm gonna teach you like how to do a facelift. So you guys can do all of these hacks using whatever products that you have. You don't really have to use the exact same products that I'm using. Today, to moisturize and like use a primer, because I'm gonna be using one product to like sort of moisturize my face, I want to use as less product as I can possible on my face right now, because so I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base as my moisturizer and as my primer. So yeah, this is the one that I'm going to be using. I love how the texture is like so buttery. It's like this freshly churned butter. I think I've used the exact same, you know, explanation the first time I used this product. This is a fresh bottle, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna finally clean my mirror. I think I should have done this like ages ago, but yeah, you guys can see clearly now. I think this is clearly the sign that I'm growing up, me cleaning my stuff. Okay, moving on to the foundation. I am gonna use my favorite Etude House foundation. I have no idea why my face is not on this bottle yet. The number of times I've said this is my favorite. I'm literally like the spokesperson, the ambassador for this product, but hey, guys, if you're watching, I'm here, like, just contact me, email me or something. I'm ready. Okay, so I'm just gonna take like one pump of this. This is not too mattifying, this is not too dewy, you know, just the right kind of, you know, texture that I like on my skin. Then I'm going to move on to a concealer. So I have the Loreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. Now this is very close to my shade, like my skin color, so it's not exactly a brightening concealer, but I'll tell you why I need this. I literally need this to sort of highlight this portion of my eye, because I have, you know, these under eye circles, these hollows. So I just need a little bit around this area to just sort of even everything out so that you can't really see the circles. And then I'm gonna just pull it slightly lower, like around my nose, to just also snatch my nose a little bit. I'm gonna take a lighter shade of concealer, something which is like 2 to 3 shades lighter. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and just apply it around the outer corner like this, okay? Just this much. Now it depends on what kind of product you're using. This one is extremely full coverage and hence I don't really need a lot of product. And then I'm gonna just blend out the outer portion first, because this product is something that just dries really quick. Okay, I'm gonna just pull it all the way to my hairline. So you see the difference, right? Like it looks like my face, this part needs to just go up. Okay, you know what? I have an idea. I'm actually going to do the hack part on this side of my face, and I'm going to do my makeup regularly on this side of my face. So we're just going to forget what I did here. Okay, so I'm going to start blending this. I'm going to pull it all the way to the corners of my nose. I'm going to take a little bit more of the brightening concealer. I'm going to just dot it here, like just on the inner corner. The reason that I did this is because I do not like a lot of plastered look. Like when you use a brightening concealer around your nose as well, it just makes this whole area look very plastic. And when you layer it up with something which is closer to your shade, it looks natural. And now on this side, I'm actually just gonna use a brightening concealer. Okay, so on this side what I'm doing is that I'm not pulling it out. I'm just like sort of concealing my dark circles, and that's it. Okay, that's it. So it's not gonna give you a very lifted look, clearly. Alright, so then I'm gonna take some more of the concealer and I'm gonna apply that right where I will be cutting my face with the powder. Okay, so just right where you will contour your face, just apply a little bit of concealer underneath, and then on the chin, the cupid's bow, center of your nose, and just above your brow, okay, just here. I'm not gonna apply it here. I'm gonna put it right on my brows, okay? And on this side, I'm just gonna do the way I used to normally do. Okay, now when I'm blending this part, I'm gonna bring it all the way to my mouth. Not like completely, but just, I'm gonna stop midway here. But I'm gonna pull it all the way down, okay? I'm not sure how much of a difference you guys can see, but there's a lot of difference. I'm going to be using the NYX Wonder Stick to contour my face. It's a very neutral, very soft sort of contour, very easy to blend. I'm just going to like apply it on my forehead. So the whole idea to put a contour shade on your forehead is to like reduce the size so that it looks like smaller. If you have a smaller forehead already, don't really contour your forehead, okay? And then I'm also going to contour the sides. Just something that I have very recently started doing. Like just where you get this curve on your forehead, that is where I'm going to contour it, okay? I'm going to just like sort of cover the perimeter around my hairline, just right underneath the hollow of my cheekbone, but not exactly on the hollow, just I'll keep it a little upwards so that it gives me a more lifted sort of a look. So I'm doing it at an angle like this. Earlier I used to do it like that, but now I'm gonna do it like this, okay? I'm basically making like this thick V, like, you know, it's thicker towards my hairline, and as it comes lower, I've actually sort of sharpened it, okay? And then I'm gonna also sort of cover the jawline like that, and just a little around my chin to sort of define my chin, right? And here I'm just gonna do a straight line, which is what I generally do. And I'm gonna start blending it. So I'm gonna be using my blender to like blend all of the creamy products, and then I'm gonna use a brush later on. Just gonna blend it downwards, okay? Like put everything in shadows under your chin so that it looks nice and like sculpted. And on my forehead, I'm literally just gonna tap, 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 tap. Basically blending it in place. I'm not really moving it around too much. When I'm blending my cheekbones, I'm just gonna blend everything upwards like that. I'm gonna do these circular tapping motions towards my cheekbones. And then I'm gonna powder my face first. So for that, I'm using the Cover FX translucent setting powder, and I'm just gonna dip my blender right into it. I feel like a damp blender actually works a lot better than just using a brush, because it sort of like literally pushes the product and like sort of sets everything creamy in place. So I'm gonna go all the way into my inner corner first, and I'm gonna hold it like this so that at the same time even my nose is like sort of powdered. Then I'm literally gonna just pull it outwards towards my hairline like that. Now once you've powdered it, I'm gonna take some extra product, okay, and I'm gonna sort of bake my face with it. And when you're using a powder to like bake your face with, just make sure it does not have a flashback and it does not really dry your skin out too much and all of that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go right underneath that contour, okay. I'm just gonna make a mark like that. Higher you take the the powder, the more chiseled and like the more sharper your face is gonna look. Okay, and I'm gonna take it right around my lower lip. Alright, so just sort of pull it around your lower lip, and on my brows again I'm just gonna powder where I've highlighted my face. Okay, and on the other side I'm just gonna like powder my face as I would normally. Okay, now you want to let the powder sit on your face for like about 5 minutes, not longer than 5 minutes. I mean, that's personally what I would do. I wouldn't let my baking sit on my face for longer than 5 minutes because it just kind of dries out your skin as well. Okay, so the way that I have started doing my brows now is that I kind of like use a spoolie first, and then I'm gonna emphasize more on this part and less on the outer corner. And when I get to the outer corner part, I'm gonna like actually extend it outwards like that, and I'm not gonna bring it down. I'm not gonna get the arch niche. I'm literally gonna keep it upper so that it looks snatched. So yeah, whatever brow filler that you have, I'm using the One by Sugar. And don't be afraid to have like thicker, fuller brows. They just look so nice rather than like having very thin brows. I think fuller brows just give your face a lot more structure. Yeah, so just go a little dark in the front portion like that and bring it to the curve. Okay, just like fill in the gaps, fill in the gaps, fill in the gaps. When you reach the outer corner, like the outer end of it, here is when I will start like, filling it outwards like this. I'm not gonna fill it niche. I already have like this scar, so it kind of makes it easy for me to do this. If your brows are like too arched and like, if you have that shape, you will literally have to push them outwards so that the shape just sort of looks like it's going like that and not going downwards. So just look at where and how I'm doing it. I'm literally just like forcing it outwards like this. Okay, now a lot of people actually chop off their brow hair for makeup, but honestly I'm not that committed, so I will not do that. Like, I don't wear makeup every day unless I'm like sort of filming or anything. I don't wear makeup. So yeah, a lot of people who are committed to makeup literally chop their brows off to get that perfect shape when they're doing makeup. Now I'm gonna use the spoolie end again and sort of brush my brow hairs outwards. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see how lifted my brows look actually? If you pull them down, it's gonna look like this, but when you pull them upwards, it just gives you that nice brow lift. I'm also gonna conceal the bottom part. So I'm gonna use my concealer. I'm using the same L'Oreal Paris concealer that I used earlier. I'm gonna take some on the back of my hand, just a little bit is enough. Then I'm gonna take a flat brush like this, a flat concealer brush. Anything that can give you, you know, this nice pointy, sharp sort of a finish. And I'm gonna go right underneath the edge. Watch and follow, ladies. I'm sort of like covering this part where I have like a little bit of hair situation out of the scar thingy that I have. So I'm basically just like sort of covering that up with the concealer. I'm taking it all the way out like this. You see that? You see that? There's a lot of difference. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, you should be able to tell. You should be able to tell because that is the whole point. But there is a lot of difference. I mean, yeah. Okay, moving on to the other side. I am just normally gonna fill in my brows, okay? I'm not gonna really bother with whatever shape and everything. I'm just gonna like fill. Not really care about if my eyes are looking droopy or if I need like a facelift. Because I was in my 20s. I mean, I'm still in my 20s too. What is wrong with me? It's like I've accepted that I'm old, although I don't really feel old. I think I don't even look old as of now. I feel like I look the same that I used to look like when I was like 20. And I look the same when I was 15. Like if I show you pictures, you're gonna be like, dude, this girl never changes. Like, it's the same. It's the same face when I was a tiny kid. It's the same exact. I haven't changed, dude. Anyway, so this is how I would normally do my brows. Just like fill in my brows without giving one single fuck about where the brows are heading, okay? Just like fill them up. Okay, and then I'm gonna take off all of that powder that has been sitting on my face. And make sure you don't really, you know, see lines on your face. If you do, just sort of blend them together, okay? So basically, I'm going in again on the contour that I just did. So I'm gonna start from the outer end of it and slowly bring it inwards, okay? You see where I've placed it? And now I'm gonna just sort of blend it upward. And then I'm gonna use a powder blush. I'm using the K-Beauty Sugar Candy blush and a round fluffy brush for this. So I'm gonna place it midway on my cheek and sort of lift it and brush it upwards like this, okay? And then I'm gonna sort of blend it with the contour. And normally, this is what I used to do. Put it right on the center of my cheeks. So you can see the kind of difference that I have on my face right now. This looks more fuller. This one looks like slim, compact, and like more lifted. This is what happens when you place the blush on your cheeks as compared to if you put it right on the cheekbone. Okay, and also when I say this is how I normally do my makeup, it's not the wrong way of doing it. It's just, you know, some techniques I feel have been like, it's been long overdue that I had to change them. So this is what I've been doing currently. Like, this is what I've been experimenting with my face. Okay, and now to highlight my face, I'm using the L'Oreal Paris highlighter. I'm literally just gonna highlight very few areas, like not gonna go all the way out with the highlight. Okay, and then I'm also gonna highlight the bridge of my nose, which is gonna stay exactly the same. So I'm not gonna, like, there's not a lot of changes here anyway. Okay, and then again, I'm gonna highlight just the top portion of my brows, okay? And on the other side, I'm just gonna do it how I did, like, you know, like the C form that I used to earlier put my highlighter in. Although the real reason that I'm not using a lot of highlighter is because I have a lot of texture on my face, so I do not wish to like highlight all of it. I'm just like sticking to the high points of my face, okay? And this is not wrong, as I said, this is not wrong. It's just that when you don't pull your you know, concealer outwards and then you also use a lot of highlighter, this is not gonna give you that lifted sort of a look. Okay, and now moving on to my eyes, I'm gonna show you an easy way to lift your eyes. eyes. So I'm going to be using this gel liner pot from Etude House. It's in the shade Deep Brown, and I'm going to take thin angled brush, and then I'm going to start from the outer corner like this. Just sort of stamp it and just create this nice lift, okay? And now I am going to connect it like at an angle, okay? So basically I want to connect it like this and only on the outer corner. Okay, so it's very subtle, not in your face, like an everyday sort of an eye look. But at the same time, it gives you this nice, sharp, foxy eye. And on the other side, I'm gonna do my regular smudge smoky look, okay, which is gonna be this nice curved. So basically what I used to do earlier was that I used to just apply, you know, kajal, and then I would just blend it out. That's literally all I used to do. And this is not a wrong technique, and I'm also not saying that I will not go back to this technique, because I love doing this anyway. So if you just want to, like, you know, just maintain your eye shape just the way it is, then you can stick to this. I think you guys can tell the difference, right? Like, you can clearly see the difference in the eye shape. This one looks longer, elongated, sharper, and this one looks just more defined, but not sharper or anything. Now, another thing that I'm going to do on this eye is that add a little bit of contour shade. I'm going to go right underneath the brow bone, okay? So I'm not going to connect it with the liner, but I'm just going to like sort of contour the brow bone a little. Okay, and then I'm going to leave this one as it is. I'm going to use my curler and sort of curl the outer part more. Lift the outer part, okay? Lift this portion. And when I'm using the mascara, this is how I'm going to use it. I'm actually going to start from the outer corner. So don't worry about the length part of it in the beginning. Just sort of cover the base and keep it thicker towards the end. So I'm going to go over the end part, like the outer corner part. So just give it like 2 or 3 coats max. Towards the end, so that it looks really bushy and like thick towards the end. Okay, and this is how you want your lower lashes to look like. Again, I've kept it like really voluminous towards the end, and I've kept it very, very simple, like very light. I've used a very light coat of mascara towards the inner corners, okay? And on the other side, I'm just gonna like apply mascara normally without even like worrying about where the mascara is going. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter on the inner corners. Just a little twinkle on the inner corner, okay? Just very little. Okay, and now for my lips, this is how I have been overlining my lips. I've been overlining my lips a lot. I'm going to show you how I do it. So the first step to like overline your lips is to use a sharpened pencil. Do not use a blunt pencil, because you will not get that kind of a look, okay? Like, you have to constantly sharpen your pencil. And yes, you will run out of your lip liners really soon, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm gonna twist my pencil like that. Like, I'm gonna keep it at an angle like this. I'm gonna sort of go over the cupid's bow, like literally over like this. I think it sort of becomes easy when you use your pencil like this rather than going like that. You just have to like then follow the natural shape of your lips. Alright, and then I'm going to use the Flower Beauty lipstick that I used last time as well. It is in the shade Miracle Matte Lip. Okay, that's the name of the lipstick. Okay, so the shade is Nude Blush. Oh my god, I did my entire lip. I was supposed to not like overline this side of my lips. Also, I'm gonna be honest, earlier I used to be so scared of like overlining my lips, but I feel this technique always works. Like, use a slightly darker shade of lip liner than your lipstick. Your lipstick has to be like 1 or 2 shades lighter to your lip liner, okay? So that just gives a nice contour to your lips. It makes it look more natural and like more defined. Another thing that I tried out with a nude lipstick earlier and it worked really well was to use a little bit of powder to give it more matte sort of a finish, but I'm gonna give it a try because I don't know if it's gonna work with a rosy pink color as well, okay? But this is what I've seen on the internet, and I feel like a lot of these girls have been wearing lipsticks that look really nice and like matte, and I don't know what they're doing. So I tried out this powder technique and it worked on a nude lipstick that I used earlier, so I don't know if this is gonna work again. But what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of powder on the blender and I'm gonna stretch my lips like that, and I'm gonna powder the center of my lips, okay? Alright, so it worked. Basically, this is the kind of effect you get. It looks more matte. The lines on your lips are not as visible. Yeah, I mean, overall, it just looks really nice. If you want to go for like matte lips like this, and if you feel like your lipstick is too dry, it's just gonna like enhance all of the cracks and the creases on your lips, so you could literally put on the lipstick and just dab it on with a little bit of powder, and I think that should work well because it's been working well on me. So yeah. Okay, and then I am gonna just set all of that using a setting spray. So this is it. These are some of the hacks that I have learned if you want to give your face that lifted, snatched sort of a look. This is what I generally do, and I'm not saying that this is wrong. So it's not like a wrong versus right kind of a makeup look or something like that. This is just like some updated makeup hacks that I feel you need if you want to get that snatched look. Okay, so yeah, I think there is a lot of difference, right? Like your eyes look much sharper, your face looks lifted. This side literally just looks fuller. You know, if you don't really have cheeks, you know, some people don't really have a lot of cheeks, and I have like enough of cheeks, so I don't really need to do this. I think I should you know, rather stick with this because it kind of slims my face down rather than this side. This just makes me look more chubby. So yeah, this is what you guys could do. Like a lot of tiny things that you could try on yourself and see what suits you and, like, you know, what works for you, etc, etc. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel before you leave. Let me know what other makeup hack, or like, you know, should I try out TikTok hacks, because that'll be fun. That'll be so much fun. So yeah, let me know. And with that, this is it. I will see you all this Friday. Bye.